Alright, so what I'm going to show you today is a branch and merge workflow using TortoiseSVN, which is a Subversion client which integrates with Windows Explorer as a shell extension. That means that this, in order to use it, you would just need to right-click, and now on the context menu of Windows you have a few different options for using Subversion. So let's go ahead and get started. In Windows Explorer, pick a location. I have a dev space which contains all of my development projects, and I will go to SVN Checkout here by right-clicking. Put in the location of my repository. That looks good, except instead of checking out the entire repository, what I would like to do is I would like to check out just the branch that I need. In this case, I want to check out trunk. And you can optionally give the local file or local directory a different name. I'm going to call this Tortoise. Okay, that looks good. So on the first run after you hit OK, it's downloading everything that is in whatever branch you're on in the repository. In this case, it's trunk. This is downloading the entire history of files, so it does take a while to complete. Subsequent runs will take much less time, though, so if you think things are, taking a long time to complete, rest assured it does get better the more you do it. All right, so we are at revision 61, as you see in the dialog. I can go ahead and hit OK and dismiss that. Now in Windows Explorer, if you notice, the Tortoise directory has a check mark by it, and that is TortoiseSVN's way of letting you know that this particular directory is under source control. So in order to edit the files, so say you have some edits to perform, you don't want to do the edits on trunk. You actually want to be on a branch, either a staging branch or a development branch. So let's go ahead and switch off a trunk by right-clicking on the folder and going to TortoiseSVN, switch, and we have here two paths. If you don't know the repository location, you can hit this horizontal ellipsis here and that will bring up a dialog box, but I happen to know it is at branches/staging, and that looks good. I'll go ahead and hit OK here. And now it still says I'm at revision 61, but I should be checked out if I right-click here and go to TortoiseSVN, and I'll hit switch. I won't actually switch to anything else, but you notice my source URL says branches staging, which is exactly where I'm hoping it to be. So now we can go into this project, and before you do any edits, what you actually want to do is you want to merge all the changes from trunk into your staging branch, so you can rest assured that everything is the exact same when you start your development. So I'll go over here in Windows Explorer and I will right-click and hit TortoiseSVN, and I'm going to select Merge. And the option I want is merge a range of revisions. I hit next, and I want to merge trunk, which is pre-selected for me, into the current branch, which my working copy happens to be on the staging branch. I'll leave it at specific range. However, I will leave this blank just because TortoiseSVN is smart enough to know that if this is blank, it will automatically merge any revisions that have not been merged previously. Hit next here. And finally hit merge. So this will perform the merge operation from trunk into my working copy. All right, so that merge operation is complete. I'll hit OK here. Now, as you notice over here in Windows Explorer, it puts a little red circle by the tortoise icon. That lets you know that something's changed. So while no files have changed, and we didn't see any files that were have been updated from trunk that were not in staging, there are hidden properties in Subversion. So those record each merge that has been performed over the life of the repository, and that is why the change icon has appeared for you here. So I will go ahead, and in order to get those changes into my repository or record the merge, I will hit SVN commit, and I will say merged changes from trunk into staging. And you see, as I mentioned, it says property change only. It doesn't have any files listed. So I'll hit OK. My file is committed. It's now at revision 62. And I'll select OK. Now we are ready to begin our edits, just as you would if you were making a small change to the site. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I will pick any file here. I don't usually use Notepad++, but it does open up pretty quickly. So for demonstration, it does work pretty well. I will come in here and I will add a comment. And I will save that. There's my glorious edit there. And you can see image PHP has that same change icon that you saw when we did the merge, as does every other directory in that file path. So I'll go ahead, and I find it's best to actually do a commit on the containing project, so that way if there's any hidden properties, it will update those as well. So I'll go to TortoiseSVN, and I'm sorry, I will commit real quick, and I will say added comment, hit OK. And now the change icon goes away. Our change is done on staging. So now we need to get that change into trunk so we can deploy it to our production server. In order to do that, there's a couple steps you need to follow. The first thing that you need to do is you need to merge trunk down into the staging branch again. So you did it at the very start of your edits, and now you're doing it as you're finalizing your edits and getting ready to bring your code back into production. So I will right-click, go to TortoiseSVN, and before I actually do anything additional, I'm going to run an SVN update. And what this does is sometimes when you commit, the hidden properties in Subversion don't automatically increment to the next revision, so this gets all the counters in the same place, so it'll allow you to do the merge operation. If you ever see a notification that says, cannot commit mixed revision, try an update, that's all you need to do in TortoiseSVN is go over here, right-click, and select SVN update. So I'm in good shape here. I'm at revision 63. I'll go back over, right-click, and I am going to merge one more time. Merge a range of revisions. That looks good. Trunk, specific range, we can leave blank. Hit next, and merge. Okay, so now we need to commit again. So we'll right-click, select SVN commit, and we should have a record of our previous commit message in there, which still applies to this. Gonna hit OK. All right. So now we need to switch to trunk so we can bring the changes that we made in staging into that and deploy to our production server. The way to do that is we right-click on the file, or the directory for our project rather, and we're going to go to TortoiseSVN, switch, and we're going to change this path to trunk. Hit OK. And that's going to switch from staging to trunk. We're at revision 64. So now the way to check is you can go into TortoiseSVN and hit switch real quick. We're not going to hit OK. We'll actually cancel out of this. But you do want to verify that your source URL is where you're expecting it to be. So it's on trunk. That's what I want. And I'll go ahead and close out of that. Now we are going to right-click and merge a range of revisions. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so merge a range of revisions, and then we are going to say branches staging. And then we can hit next. Everything looks good there. And we can hit merge. Now this tutorial does assume that you're using TortoiseSVN that was compiled against the Subversion 1.8 or greater binary. If not, your merge operation would have had to have specified that this is supposed to be a reintegrate merge. However, with the introduction of Subversion 1.8, it does it for you automatically, and it's smart enough to know whether a merge should just be a regular merge or if it should be a reintegrate merge. So I'll go ahead and I will commit here. And you notice our file that had been updated on the staging branch is now in our working copy. The property of Tortoise, the directory, has been changed that recorded our merge operation. So I am going to say reintegrated staging into trunk. Added comment, and if I'm 100% comfortable with my change here, what I can do is I can add a deployment flag which says to the Subversion provider, I want all these files to go to my production server, and the way to do that is in square brackets. You type deploy : production. And you close the square bracket, hit OK. And just like that, all the files should be live on the production server in a matter of seconds without ever having to touch an FTP client. That is all there is to it. Thanks, guys.